Hello and welcome to Storytime with Ezrema. I'm your hostess Ezrema Vasilibrè, and tonight I got some more ghost stories from A Night with the Hants and Other Alabama Folk Experiences by Ray B. Brown. Alright, so I'll begin tonight with reading from pages 118 to 119, and we'll see where the night leads us. Page 118, story number 69, Mistake in Sex. One time there was a preacher that couldn't preach very well. The people sat and listened to him hum and haw for several months, and then they decided that they couldn't stand this stuff much longer. They'd have to do something about it, so a delegation went and talked to him, and they decided that he needed new teeth. So they pulled his old teeth out and gave him some new ones. Then he almost talked them to death. After the third time he talked to them, they inspected the teeth and discovered that they had given him women's teeth instead of men's. Number 70. The Woman Who Knew Everything. One time there was a woman who had learned everything in the world, so she lay down on the bed and said she was ready to die. As she was lying there came a knock on the door. A man came in and asked if he could borrow a little fire for his pipe. The woman told him to go ahead and get it. Well, the man didn't want to smoke before a lady, so he put the cold ashes in his hand and then put the hot coals on these ashes and walked out. When the lady saw this new thing, she jumped out of bed and said, "I'm not ready to die yet. There's something I haven't seen before." Now we'll go on to number 71. Worried over future fashions. First man, girls dress scantily today. Second, 50 years from now, they won't be wearing anything. First, that shouldn't worry you. You won't be here to see them. Second, that's what I'm worried about. 72. The Boy and the Motorcycle. One day a policeman was riding his motorcycle through town. He stopped at a cafe and went in to eat. There was a little boy standing around outside the cafe, so the policeman told him to watch the motorcycle. When the policeman came out of the cafe, his motorcycle was gone, so he turned to the little boy and asked him where the motorcycle was. The boy said, "Me don't know, me don't tell him. Me pressed the little button and it run like hellum." Number 73, The Busted Bank. One time a man went to a store to get a check cashed. When the clerk saw the name of the bank, he said, "I can't cash this check. The bank is busted." "What's that?" "I said I can't cash that check. The bank is busted. Didn't you ever hear of a busted bank?" "Yes," the man answered, "but I never heard of one busting right in my face like that." Now let's see what other pages in this book we can go to. Alright, page 151. Story number 1. The Murdered Stepchild. Once upon a time there was a wicked old stepmother. She didn't like her little stepchild. She hated her. One time when the father was away from home, the wicked old stepmother cut off the little girl's head and buried it under a tree out in the yard and cooked the little girl. When the father came home that night, the wicked stepmother fed him the body of his little girl. As he was eating along on the meat, suddenly a little bird came into the room and started singing to the father. "You're eating my meat, you're eating my meat, you're eating my meat, and I'm watching you right now." The father had begun to wonder where his little Mary was. Now he asked his wife, the wicked old stepmother, where the little girl was. Stepmother said that she had gone on an errand. would be back in a little while. The father finished his dinner, not paying any attention to the little bird. When Mary didn't show up, he started getting worried about her and decided he would go out and see if she was out in the yard in her swing under the tree. So he went out to the tree. While he was standing there, the little bird flew up and started singing, "I'm buried right here, I'm buried right here, and I'm watching you right now." The father saw the freshly turned dirt and decided that he would see what was buried there. He got his shovel and dug down, and sure enough, he found the head of his little Mary. When he discovered this, the father went in the house and killed his wife. The end. Well, I hope you enjoyed these stories with me tonight. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you have a great rest of the day or night whenever you're watching this. Take care, and I hope to see you in the next episode of Storytime with Ezrema.